What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to TMTV 2020. This is Terrence Crawford post-fight press conference against Istrail Madrimov. Then I'll come back for my comment after the interview.
Oh! It's a lot of hardware there. That's right. How's it stand for me? Good?
Terrence, reading through it, like Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Roberto Duran, Charles Hoyer, Shamos, substantive production, Manny Pacquiao, all these guys who went from lightweight to super middleweight. It's that small elite. Every single person in the all-time great. You just with that power.
Oh, I feel great. It was one of those missions that we was on, and we wasn't gonna let nobody or nothing take it away from us.
Chad, you moved up multiple times. How does this time, moving up to 154, compare to the other times you moved up 147, 140?
I felt great. It was no different from 147, to be honest. Israel just was a strong opponent, and we knew that coming in the gate.
Do you notice Madrimov a harder puncher than Spence, you would say?
I don't know. They have their moments, both of them is very strong, but Madrimov was strong. He was strong.
How unusual was the movement, the constant fainting Madrimov did?
It wasn't like disrupting me or anything. It was his patience. He was just patient. He was just waiting. He'll feint, and just keep feinting until he get a little closer. So he was real patient in there. He wasn't rushing in with nothing. He wasn't winging those wild winging shots like we normally seen him in the previous fights. He was very disciplined.
We're accustomed to seeing you switch between southpaw and orthodox. Without a fight, you stuck to southpaw for most of this fight, even though you kind of kept getting with that right. Why not switch to orthodox?
Well, the right hand wasn't bothering me. I wasn't really too much worried about the right hand. He landed a couple of times at the end of the round where he was trying to steal it around. But I just was trying to counter him, but at the same time, he had a good game plan. He had a lot of feints, and I was just trying to dictate when he was going to come, and a lot of times I was wrong.
Did you feel the fight was like an offensive counter fight, like when you guys both made it and then he kind of took the stuff you kind of raced to each other a little bit?
Yeah, sometimes, like I said, he was just waiting on me. Like, he was doing a lot of movement, but at the same time, he was trying to counter me like I was trying to counter him. So it was a mixture of counter to counter.
Did you see a lot of yourself in Madrimov?
No, I won't say all that because I was touching him up with the jab. I think my jab was beating him up.
I was touching him up with the jabs.
But, he landed a couple of right hands that was telling for the judges to go or the fans, but it wasn't nothing that I ain't never seen before.
Was there anything that surprised you about him? Was there anything that surprised you about Madrimov's movement or anything?
No, we knew he had good movement. We knew he had good hand movement. We knew he was strong. We knew he was durable.
Discipline, yeah.
If I was to say anything that surprised me, is his patience.
Yeah.
He was real patient in there.
Yeah, he took his time.
Did that surprise you at all? And
No.
how does he compare to the other top opponents that you faced?
I won't say that he surprised me with 10 fights because you got to understand he got over 300 and something amateur fights.
That's a lot.
He know how to fight. He know how to move around in the ring. He knows how to capitalize on people's mistakes. He's been around the game for a minute now. Just because he got 10 fights, that don't mean nothing. Look at Chico and all these other fighters.
That's a lot of fights.
That's getting title shots with 15 fights, 2 fights, and stuff like that because they're on the fast track because of their amateur pedigree.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, but what did you think about the Eddie's reaction to the scorecard?
They're grueling him.
You heard him on your way out of the ring, but he tried to make it seem like there was some sort of robbery or that the scorecards were wider than they should have been.
Man, you gotta understand that's his fighter. He's gonna say anything that he can to hype it up. He knows that guy lost, and so do his team, and so do he.
Terrence, could you talk to us about...
Golly, they keep firing with a lot of questions, man.
It was an incredible event.
Let him think. He just finished a fight.
Really soaked up the atmosphere when you walk in. You had the biggest smile on your face. It was an incredible event to witness for us in the media, for the fans. Can you talk to us about how it made you feel?
Well, it made me feel great to see all the stars, all the people that came out to support Terrence Crawford and Madrimov. You know, I understand that it was a lot of talented people on the undercard, but all in all, they came to see Terrence Crawford. You know,
They got
when you
bunched.
look at the stands and the people, when they start filling up the seats,
Yeah.
when Terrence Crawford was getting ready to fight.
Well, was this your toughest fight, do you think? You know, I mean, you won the fight, but
Nah.
what was tough?
I wouldn't say it was my toughest fight. You know, I think
One of them.
Mean Machine was a tough fight, tougher fight than that. I think Gamboa was a tougher fight than that.
Yeah.
I think Benavidez was a tougher fight than that. You know, I might have got the knockout, but those was tough fights in their own right.
But for years we heard.
Oh, my bad.
I'm sorry.
Shout out to Turkey. Happy birthday. I hope you had a good birthday. You know, we put on, I appreciate you for coming to America and putting on for the
Wow,
United States.
everybody's showing Turkey some love,
You
bro.
had a great birthday.
So for years we heard.
Bankole did the same thing too.
Public, you were on the wrong side.
And Jarrell.
You couldn't fight certain
Big
people
baby.
because of promotional divides. Turkey delivered not just a fight for you, but an event. Can you talk to us about that?
Well, you know, it's politics. Politics was blocking me out. A lot of the media was blocking me out because I wouldn't talk to them because they was switching up the narrative.
But why wouldn't you talk
they
to
was
media
trying to
though?
be loyal to a certain promotional company, you know, and it didn't make it no better that I didn't care, you know. So we here now. Everything happened for a reason. The cream always rise to the top. You know, and if you look around, I'm the last man standing, and I was the one that they was talking so bad about.
It's 41 I know. Probably chasing that 50 I know too.
Shit, look at me. You know, look at me right here and look at a lot of people in the same room that was talking so negative about me. They want to get interviews. They want to sit up and shake my hand. And,
They want to get
you know,
interviews.
At the end of the day, they want to
Shake
say,
my hand,
it's
shake your hands.
It's just business. I don't hold it a grudge.
Keep
against
going,
them or
brother.
anything. I just say, hey, it is what it is.
It is what it
Everything happens
is.
for a reason.
You gotta
For
keep
that
it
reason
moving.
being, I'm still at the top, and I'm still
Correct.
you know,
Fact.
undefeated. I'm still a 4-weight world champion, a 2-time undisputed
That's
champion.
been a lot of fight, though.
2-time ESPY award winner. You know, fighter of the year.
41 fight.
What word can you ask for Terrence Crawford? I don't know. We'll see.
All right, thanks, guys.
The gloves? No, not really. My coach had addressed some things that he didn't like about Israel's gloves that he didn't like about it. He brought it to the team attention, and
what happened with the gloves?
We're gonna back our coach, and they stood on their ground and said, "Hey, either you can wear the same gloves, or you know what I mean, or not." So we chose to use the same gloves. So it didn't matter.
I asked Coach the same question. I don't want your reaction. Is that Earl Spence rematch on the table still or?
Nah.
He said nah.
Hey, hold on.
That's
Hold on, everybody. Hey, hold on there.
That's
Hold on,
crazy.
hold on. Everybody, hold on. I want to bring the team up, man. This was a great win, and everybody.
That's crazy.
Played their part. Come on, team.
They don't want no Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence rematch.
Come on, y'all.
That's crazy. All my fellas.
Ish, where you going?
It's coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody played the significant part.
Terrence Crawford here.
Steve Nelson. That's right. Say something to Steve Nelson. That's so cool. Yeah. Right there with
Get up, Bernie.
Congratulations, Steve.
Thank you.
Good show.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Number one team in the world, man.
Fighter of the year, trainer of the year, 2024. Come on, y'all start putting your votes
Talk
in.
your shit, Bowman.
Put your votes in now.
Talk your hish, Bowman.
Exactly.
Hello everyone. Thank you for all your support tonight and this week. I thought it was an incredible event. A great
Eddie.
fight card. Very close main event. Obviously,
Eddie Han.
heard what I said. I would say as well, I didn't realise there was two 115, 113s, one 116, 112. I thought there was two 116, 112s. I thought Istrail Madrimov did enough to edge it tonight. I know there's always the argument of dethroning the champion, whether you think that's a thing or not. You know, I'm not sure I felt that Bud Crawford dethroned Istrail Madrimov tonight, but what we are is extremely proud of him. 10 fights in, and we're debating whether he won a fight against the pound for pound number one. Experience would have changed everything. Maybe a little bit more work.
Well, he has about 300 and something amateur fight.
Edged. Respect to Terrence Crawford. He's a great
He did pretty
champion.
good to me, though.
Against him, but I was just disappointed that, especially one of the judges gave Crawford the last 4 rounds. The other 2 judges gave Crawford 3 of the last 4 rounds, and thought it could have been different. But over to you guys for questions for Vadim and Istrail.
Vadim, can you ask Israel, as this reflects real quick,
Where is he from?
what are his immediate thoughts on what took place tonight?
He got touched up.
Какие у тебя были первые мысли по поводу того, что случилось после боя?
В первую очередь я чувствовал
Is he
себя
Dutch?
хорошо, и я думаю, я достаточно сделал все, что хотел, и
So Eddie is from Holland
в этом бою
too.
я не проиграл, я достойно сделал, что это Кроуфорд, паунд-то-паунд номер 1 в мире. До меня Спенс все останавливали нокаутом. Я 12 раундов я достаточно дрался, и что я на этом весе чемпион, я доказал, наверное, я думаю, и не проиграл на этом бою. Минимум ничего было, я думаю.
I felt good. I felt proud of myself, and I think I did enough. Like Eddie said, you know, Spence is really good.
Oh,
He's
he got an
pound for pound
interpreter.
best. He's one of the best in the world. He's not an easy fight. You know, he knocked out the last 10 opponents he fought, Spence and others. You know, the best in the world. I didn't feel like it was my toughest fight. You know, there were some questions about how easy I won my world championship belt in my previous fight, and I think in this fight I just proved why I was easy then and why I'm a champion and why I deserve to be a champion. I felt good. I feel good right now. You know, I don't have any doubt about myself.
Do you think that you would get away, even though it's the moment after the fight and you lost, I'm always upset about that, I'm sure. But to take a second and reflecting, like Eddie said, just basically went straight up with the pound.
He got touched up really bad. Got touched up really bad.
Какие ты можешь взять позитивные моменты от этого боя? Ты был очень близок в бою с одним из лучших.
Я весь раунд контролирую, я думаю, и это моменты для меня это понравился. Я не думал, я контролирую такого боксера, вообще не думал, а так все сделал и в ринге, я думаю. И
что ты взял от этого боя?
Ну, для меня это большой опыт. Да. Будущая карьера.
Dan, first of all, I really honestly can say that I was controlling the fight. I didn't feel like I was in danger or I was not seeing what was happening, you know, or you know, there was really moments that I was losing or not controlling the fight. But what I gained is a lot of experience. You know, I fought the best, and I proved to myself that I can do what I did to him. Then I can do that with others. You know.
It was a very absorbing, very close chess match.
It was very close fight.
When you look back, do you think you might have been?
And he hit Crawford with a couple of crazy shots. But I was surprised too. I was like, Lee, what's going on? TC?
Не торопился, можно было больше добавлять еще.
Что случилось? Это Бог дал такой случай, поэтому не хочу это изменить, я что-то сделал. Ну, я все умею, я в ринге сделал, и для меня это достаточно.
You know, everything that happened for a reason. This is the way God wanted it. Then it could have been less, it could have been more. But to be honest with you, I did everything as we planned.
Quick question: it seemed like all week you were preparing yourselves and us for the potential of a very close fight on the scorecards. So I'd like you to respond to that, but also I'd like Israel to reflect on the moment tonight and anything that he can reflect on in terms of the walk out to the ring up to right before the scorecards were read.
Какие у тебя были мысли? Такое было впечатление, что мы ожидали какого-то неправильного решения, может быть, или что будет близкий бой. Ожидал ли ты, что будет близкий бой? Какие у тебя были мысли перед боем, после боя?
Знаешь, на этом бою я не волновался. До этого боя я всегда чувствовал так напряженно или что-то. Но на этом бою я 100% готов был, и морально тоже готов был. Никакой волнения не было. И доказал так, и надо как готовиться.
You know, I felt so good. I felt so good before the fight. I didn't have too much. I've had a lot more worry in previous fights, to be honest with you. We had a really good camp, and mentally I was very confident.
He was there mentally.
Really good before the fight.
Yeah.
I felt great after the fight.
Even Terrence Crawford said that.
In previous fights, sometimes I've had moments where I doubted or I got tired. I had no problems here. And as far as the fight being close, I mean. Yeah, we didn't expect that he was going to blow him out. We expected that it was going to be close. But again, what happened is what we expected. We didn't think that Crawford was going to blow Israel out either, because we know what Israel can do. We know what he does in sparring. He sparred some guys very similar to Crawford, and we knew that Israel's style is not easy for Crawford. Any boxer
he has a very, I don't know, like an awkward style of fighting.
One day he meets a fighter.
That's always dangerous for,
and I think this was one of those fights. Maybe
for any fighters
deserves the win. Maybe it's Israel, but right now
that could be dangerous for any fighters.
Israel proved something tonight, and right now it's about going for another title. Whoever is available, whoever is going to want to fight him, going after another title. He's only had 11, 12 professional fights. In Crawford, he's probably going to go try to unify this division, and they might meet again. And Israel's only going to get better.
And he's still young. His power and his skills as a 140-pounder, given that he just moved up in weight.
154. Как ты можешь оценить свою силу и свои skills в этом весе? Силу и...
Да, я натурально на этом весе уже сколько давно боксирую, и комфортно чувствую на этом весе. У меня есть удар, техника, еще техника необычная для любого боксера, думаю. И сегодня это показал.
I feel very good at 154. I've fought 154 a long time. I think I have the skills and the power to remain in this weight and to dominate.
No Crawford skills and power.
Что ты думал о силе удара?
Oh, they light him up. They like to keep lighting him up.
Да, у него тоже
есть
удар.
Question.
Техника тоже.
He got touched out really bad. Look at his face.
Я думаю,
Damn.
Бой. There's no doubt he has power. There's no doubt he has skills. I mean, I knew that, and that's why this fight was so close.
Eddie, quick question. We talked earlier this week about the one concern you had was that for all the talent Israel had was the lack of seasoning. There was the pandemic that came up, the Michelle Sorrell situation that kind of hampered it. Moving forward, can you, given the fact his profile is now raised, will it be easier if they're willing to be a little bit more active throughout the year, fight 2-3 times a year?
Yeah, they're definitely willing to be more active, but as you said, there's a number of reasons that we weren't more active. We was in the WBA interim championship, it was ordered, there was a technical draw, we feel that was a little bit harsh anyway, it gets made again. Then there's the headbutt and the clash of heads, and it was a bit of a disaster period. Then you become mandatory and you're pushing the governing bodies. You don't really want to fight in between. We did have a fight, and he's definitely been plagued by inactivity. Obviously, he fought in Saudi Arabia, and not so long ago, but still, show me another fighter in the world that can go in against Terrence Crawford in their 11th fight.
Correct.
And we're arguing whether it was 115, 113, either way. I mean, I think it's an outstanding performance, and it feels like there were more gears. You know, that was, I guess, if there's any kind of frustration, it was just that maybe we should have rolled the dice a little bit more. But that comes with experience, that comes with confidence, and, you know, the future is incredibly bright.
Istrail, what do you think about Crawford wanting to fight Canelo? What do you think about that? How did you step into the ring?
Что думаешь по поводу того, что Кроуфорд хочет или возможно встретиться с Канело?
Ну, зависит, в каком весе они будут драться. Я думаю, если у Канело веса...
He calling Canelo out.
Тяжело будет для Кроуфорда, потому что масса...
I don't understand what he's saying, but I hear Canelo.
I don't know. It depends on what weight they fight in. But if they're going to be fighting in Canelo's current weight category, it's I think it'll be very difficult for Crawford.
He's speaking Canelo Crawford, yeah.
Hanging in the balance.
Me too.
It could have been a majority draw if you won the 11th round. Oh, I'm sorry, 12th round on the cards. Do you wish you did anything different in the 11th and 12th? Because if you won those rounds, you would have won the fight.
Если бы ты выиграл 12-й раунд, могла быть ничья. Если бы выиграл 11-12 раунд, то ты бы выиграл бой. Ты о чем-то жалеешь, что-то мог сделать по-другому в последних раундах?
Не жалею, потому что Бог такой случай дал. Не хочу ничего изменить. Я что умел, сделал, показал всему миру. Я что лучше. Перед боем все сказали, что это Crawford остановит до 8 раундов без разницы нокаутом. Я достаточно дрался для себя, для моей команды, страны. И болельщики, я думаю, довольны.
As I said before, it's up to God. Whatever happened, happened. You know, yeah, if I could have won
this guy is a true champ, man.
Won the fight or had the draw.
Just came in.
You know, I followed
did
my
his
plan.
best and leave the rest to God.
You know, I did a lot in the beginning of the fight as well. I tried to be aggressive. I tried to take the fight to him, and obviously I exerted more energy. But you know, maybe next time. Maybe next time. With experience, we gain, and we can do differently, and we can be better in the future.
Can you ask him, did he get tired in the later round? Because he said he exerted a lot of energy.
Ты был уставший в последних раундах? Ну, то есть как почувствовался?
A little bit.
Чуть-чуть было, ну, 12 раундов уже я как-то немного появился еще, уверенность еще увеличивается, скажем.
I mean, I was getting a little bit tired, especially maybe in the 12th round. Like I can't say I was tired. I felt good, but at the end of the day, you know, it's a 12-round fight. He's only fought 10, 11 times as a pro, so obviously he still has, you know, he's still building his mentality as far as going the whole distance, and he's only had so many fights that went the distance.
What was the game plan? What was the game plan against Terrence? Because I know it was a lot of patience early on, not a lot of, you know, there's a lot of feinting going on.
Какой был план? Ты готов, можешь сказать, в бою с Кроуфордом? То есть много было ожидания, ну не торопиться, это часть плана была? Какой план в бою?
Конечно, у нас свой план вот такой, не торопиться, есть свой план вот дергать и вытащить, и надо встретиться, надо было. Ну, свой план я сделал, так и надо.
Yes, you saw the plan. It was realized. It was to be patient. It was to try to get him to do something as well, which I did, and it was to you know, try to box him, which I did as well.
Can you ask him about sorry, Steve, go for it.
No, good.
Yeah, so Madrimov, could you ask him about the impact of this fight, of this event on Uzbek boxing? He just fought a former undisputed champion, huge event. Eminem, Los Angeles, it must be a huge event back home in Uzbekistan, no?
Что этот бой значит?
He's from Uzbekistan.
То, что тут такое событие огромное.
Да, для Узбекистана это большой бой, история, так скажем, потому что у нас государство хорошо внимание уделяет на бокс, на спорт. И вот на этом бою для нашей страны это большой бой. Сейчас все болельщики меня ждали победу, и чтобы сделать, открыть новую историю. И все равно они рады, что я провел такой бой. Америке, везде моим, как скажем, фотки и флаги, так скажем. Это для моей страны, это гордость, так скажем.
Of course, it's a very big thing for my country. Our government supports athletes and sports very much, and boxing is one of the most popular sports in the country. Everybody was watching, everybody wanted me to win. Even though I didn't get the win, everybody's already writing to me that they're very proud of me. And overall, like you mentioned, this huge event attracted so much attention. My face was all over, the flag was all over. It's a very big deal, and they're very proud of me either way.
Mm-hmm.
Lee, that's a lot of questions for him.
I mean, I think we'll all agree it was mind-blowing, wasn't it? I mean, just everything from, Eminem was crazy, fireworks, the ring walks, the undercard, the night. We'll get you an official number, 23 something, I believe, yeah. And just a huge crowd, I feel like there's a lot of naysayers and haters, they're not selling any tickets, it's not going, and all of a sudden, sort of, people, but it won't really be full. I mean, I think if you looked around, I think it was very difficult to find many spare seats, and I just thought the energy was incredible, the atmosphere was incredible. I think His Excellency loved the event, obviously probably quite disappointed on the Jared Anderson situation, but that was, he rolled the dice, and he wants to make compelling fights, and I believe that there'll be another fight for Israel Madrimov and Riyadh season shortly as well.
Madrimov.
Yeah, I'll get you an official number, but Anthony will I'll get it and give it to you, basically.
Certainly, there's a big scene of this stretch. It's probably the first fight I went with before. Clearly, Madrimov landed a lot of big right hands. That was 2 or 3 months ago. Is it a bit of a stretch at this point to even consider that kind of fight?
Yeah, I think, I think Terrence that's a question for Terrence. For me, 168 is a huge jump. When you're talking about someone the size of Canelo Alvarez, but we have to remember that Terrence was the challenger going in there tonight. And I know some of you guys don't
That'd be a big problem for Terrence Crawford.
It's not about champion and challenger, but it didn't feel like many will say a pound for pound #1 performance. But you have to give credit to Israel Madrimov because his movement was outstanding, and Terrence really struggled to come to terms with the movement and the skill and the right hand, especially, of Israel Madrimov.
As you do it right now, Eddie, what is the plan for future Riyadh seasons in the United States? Because we heard His Excellency talk about doing this again and again and again, but is this for different cities? Is it coming back to LA? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think, right now the focus of Riyadh season is now on September 21st at Wembley, which is, 90 to 100,000. It's going to be another incredible event. Then October 12th in Riyadh for Bivol against Beterbiev. December 21st, Usyk against Fury. And then he's already got plans in February for a big card that we're building. So that's in Riyadh as well. But, he's the kind of guy that's going to look around tonight and think, that was special. It's a really compelling advert for Riyadh season in Saudi Arabia, what you saw tonight. And it was also a tremendous card. So there's many different aspects and benefits to a Riyadh season internationally. And I think after the success of tonight, obviously it's a question for His Excellency, but I'm sure there'll be more.
Eddie, I know that you thought Madrimov was the play, but
it's not necessarily, you can't call it a robbery. 115, 130. I did think there was 2 116, 112 cars, and you might say well, it's one round different, but I don't know. I just feel like it was that kind of fight that everyone on the front row was like, His Excellency's looking at me as if to say, "Oh my God, he's won it, hasn't he?" And I'm sitting in Terrence Crawford's corner the whole fight. I can see the faces, I can hear the silence, I can see him in the 12th round scream like, "You have to win this round." And when you get in the ring after, and I'm looking at them and they're going, "Please, please, please, please." You just hope that, and I was probably a little bit disappointed afterwards, but it just would have been nice to get a split loss rather than just, And when I see the scorecards, I know scoring subjective, he was 4-0 down on one card after 4 rounds, 3-1 down on another, 4-1 down on another.
Well, my question was, I just said, the thing is, being the fact that Terrence did win and is a guy that went from lightweight to super middleweight, just what do you think of Terrence's career that he was even able to compete against him?
Oh, it's amazing. There's no doubt. He's a generational great, but doesn't, take away from the fact that think on a not say a luckier night, but a different night, we might have got the nod.
After the event like tonight, like I said, it was mind-blowing, Are we going into a golden age for boxing right now, do you think?
I think so. I mean, what you saw tonight was a mixture of, you look around ringside and, I mean, it's not often that you are a major celeb at ringside, but tonight you were. So it was mind-blowing, just like the power that he has in terms of, attracting those big names, obviously the spend of the undercard, the whole week. I mean, we're doing an event on Santa Monica Pier on Wednesday. It's just been a mad week, and we have to raise the bar on non-Riyadh season events.
Steve, given your history, Vadim, with your clients, and it's, Wednesday we saw something else that was very disappointing.
They're grilling Israel. That's a lot of
some of the other
questions for him.
Did you have an ominous feeling, given the history of certain fighters from certain parts of the world not getting close decisions, that this could be an issue?
I think we don't have to make it a point in, speculating about a specific commission or a state or a country. I mean, every country has their, a little bit of a favorite for their home fighter. It just happens that way, and it's normal. Even though the United States should be something different in a way, they should probably have that edge to be very limited. But I think that if I'm the only one talking about, nothing is going to change.
Question for Israel. You really hurt him several times throughout the fight, but I'm curious, what was going through your mind as far as switching it into second gear and maybe adding more? The fight was fought at the same pace for most of the 12 rounds. Did you want to kick things into a second gear, or are you proud of kind of doing that?
Ты хотел где-то перевести, может быть, вторую скорость какую-то включить или добавить, или где-то во второй половине боя что-то добавить, может быть, больше сделать? Или ты доволен тем, что ты сделал, и все-таки это было именно по плану?
По плану я все сделал, потому что когда контролирует такому бою против Крофорда, да, так скажем, Спенс или что, кто был весь 12 раунд прошел и контролирует. Никто не сделал это. Я сделал и рад, что я все доказал всему миру. Я чемпион.
No, like I said again, don't forget that I fought Terrence Crawford. He's one of the best in the world, and who else controlled the fight with him 12 rounds and controlled the entire fight and was the aggressor? Give me another name that was able to do that.
Well, Crawford actually mentioned a couple of names that he said were tougher fights for him. Benavidez and Gamboa being the two that he mentioned. What is his thought about that?
Он сказал, что Бенавидес и Гамбоа были более сложные бои для него, чем с тобой. Что ты думаешь по этому поводу? Physically?
He was being respectful. He wasn't disrespectful. Just when they were tougher fights physically than it was tonight.
Он сказал, что для него это не то, что неуважение к тебе, но он сказал, что для него это были более сложные бои, как бы физически.
Физически, да. Ну да, может быть, но они до 12 раундов 12 раундов не прошли, так скажем, и поэтому я достойно сделал и выиграл я, как скажем.
I don't think that those fight, like, again, any of those guys, did they control the fight 12 rounds? How many rounds did they win? How many rounds did Gamboa win? How many rounds did Benavidez win against Crawford? Like, if you're objective. Not that many.
If you fought again next, would you fight him in a different way?
Если бы ты с ним снова встретился, ты бы по-другому с ним дрался?
Попробуем, что не бояться здесь, потому что я чемпионом был, и теперь тоже чемпион, потому что я все, что сделал для всем фанатам, и могу сделать еще лучше.
We'll try it, we'll see if we can make it. If we can make it happen, we will see what will happen. I can't predict it, but I do believe I can be even better.
But Eddie was mentioning the whole kind of cultural thing about fighting the champion and taking the champion's title. Does Israel